Hey guys, how's it going? Wednesday morning, almost noon actually. I just finished shoveling. Uh, we didn't get 2 feet, but we got about 6 inches and probably another six coming, so it'll be 1 foot. Uh, Whatever. I can hear snow blowers all over the neighborhood. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm just gonna keep rocking and rolling in here till the snow stops and I can shovel again. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going on sanding on this thing. Couple things on the doors. The rubbers are still on the doors. One of them is half off anyway. They should come off the paint. It's the proper thing to do. I'm gonna check with the owner. He's probably gonna want me to mask them off, but I really don't want to do that. Or maybe I'll just take them off. Worry about it later. So yeah, let's get after it. All right, so I've pretty much resigned myself to the fact that I'm probably going to be painting both sides of the car. This side I'm going to do a little differently. It took too long to do the other side the way I was doing it. So I just marked out just the runs. So you can see looks like tiger stripes. There's a lot of runs. I'm going to sand the runs out first. I went and bought some 400 grit, the 600. I mean, I was just going through paper like crazy. And, at $3 a sheet for this stuff. Yeah, it gets expensive. I went through about 10 sheets on the other side. I expect to go through 5, should do the whole side with 400, and then I'll just take a guide coat, this stuff, just some primer, lightly on the rest of the car once the runs are out. And yeah, we'll go over it with 500 or 600 then. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sand these out. I'm not gonna show you. You've seen me do it a bunch of times already, but I just want to show you how many runs there are. And the guy who lays out runs, he lays out lots of them. All right, so I sanded out all the runs. It took me less than half the time and way less sandpaper. I used about 1 sheet maybe. No, not even. 2/3 of a sheet. So yeah, it's the way to go. 400, and it's smooth. It's good, and it's ready for paint. So for the stuff that's left over and it's still shiny, I'm just gonna use a guide coat here. I'm gonna stay away from the jam. All right, let that set up, sand that out, and the quarter will be done and ready for paint. All right. So when I had the light shining on it, and it was shiny here, before I put the guide coat down, I noticed there was 2 low spots, one around here somewhere and another one around here somewhere. So that's what the purpose of the guide coat is to get those spots. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this section here, just so you can see what I'm talking about when I get there. So of run I missed as well. Again, I'm doing that X pattern thing. I always keep a toothbrush in there to clear out the gunk that's clogging up the paper. Looks like there was more than one low spot here. Okay, it's down enough where I could show you what I was talking about. So there's the one low spot right here, and this was the one I was looking at. I think it was this one here, but there's another bigger one over here. So I think we're going to be able to sand those out. There's a little bit of a run right here. It's almost gone already. So yeah, we should be able to sand that out. I'm hoping anyway. This one for sure will sand out. So anyway, that's why we use the guide coat, so that you can see your low spots and, you know, keep sanding until you can sand them out. Because it'll show in a shiny paint job. But this paint color does hide a lot of stuff. Like I didn't see it looking at it straight on. It's just when you're looking at it from an angle with a light shining directly on it. I mean, it would show up in the sun probably. But yeah, whatever. Hey, so there's one back here. That one's pretty much sanded out. I can just feel a little dimple there. But anywhere I sanded through, like this, or here, or here, I'm gonna have to spot prime these anyway. So this one here, you can barely feel it. Primer will take care of this one. This one's pretty much gone. So I've got a spot prime here anyway. I'll just lay on a good little blast, and that'll fill this in because I'll have to sand it before I paint. This one here, I might put just a little bit of putty because I can feel it. So it's definitely a dent, a little stone chip or something. Anyway, so it took about not even 10 minutes to sand that section. So I'll get the rest of this sanded. I'm going to get the front door done. This thing should be ready to paint by tomorrow, or the end of the day tomorrow anyway. So I've got to get a bunch of masking tape and stuff because I don't have any of that stuff. like I say, we'll see. Wait until the roads are cleared up at least. Yeah, we're getting hammered with snow right now. It's really coming down, so we'll probably end up with about 1.5 foot by the time it's all said and done. And that really sucks. But Great White North, part of the deal. I didn't sign up for it, but whatever. All right, I'm going to take a break from sanding for a bit. Got a couple of spots here. Let's take a look at these doors. A couple spots here are going to have to be spot primed, for sure. The handles have to come off, for sure. How do you spray underneath? It's silliness. And these rubbers, I mean, this one's half off already. So, it's separated, they're a little bit dried up. You can't paint a door with these rubbers in place. It just doesn't work. You can't just mask them off. I'll show you what happens. I mean, these here, well, the tape's still on them. There's paint all over them. So nothing looks, I think it looks awful when that happens. And they're pretty dried up and cracked and everything anyway, but but anyway, I'm not touching the rubbers. I'm just going to tape in here all around the entire trunk opening, so I don't have to mess around with the rubber. There's 2 hours of messing around taking tape off this. When you leave tape on for too long, it almost becomes a one with what you have taped. It's going to come off in little tiny pieces. I mean, you see? It's going to take a couple hours to take that shit off. So, yeah, the rubbers have to come out. That's plain and simple. So, and everything's got to be sanded yet, scuffed up. So, I don't know if he was planning on buying new rubbers or not. I'll try and save these ones, but usually that doesn't work. So, bottom line, they got to come out. So, yeah, so I got a spot prime here, and this one over here, I think there's one little spot, yeah, right below the handle there. That's going to have to be spot primed as well. And same thing, the rubber's got to come off. Handle's got to come out. So, it is what it is. I'm going to be taking the doors off the rack anyway. These are on, just I wanted to make sure that the rack works. The first piece I'm going to do is going to be the trunk lid, and I'm going to use it on the rack as well. A lot of guys might say, well, why don't you just lay it flat, and then you could just pour the paint to it and it should be good. Well, if it's standing vertical like this, much less chance of crap getting in your paint. If you got it laying down flat, you'll get a lot more dust and crap in it. So, yeah, we're going to use the rack for any of those type of panels. And, yeah, that's it. So, I'm going to dig out the trunk lid. The trunk lid and the hood have already been painted on the underside, so it's just the top to do on both of those. So, yeah, we'll just give her shit, get after it. All right, so I brought the trunk lid up from the back of the garage, and yeah, it's going to hang on those rods on my rack there. So there's plenty of holes here that I can grab onto. So, yeah, it'll be a good working height, it'll be right at about chest height. So, yeah, we're going to put it on just like that. So, it needs to be sanded real quick. It's all in primer. There's no spot primer or anything to do on this. It's in good shape. So we just have to sand the top, and it'll be ready to paint. I got to mask off the inside though. I don't want to get overspray on it. Yeah, so that's the first piece I'm going to paint, because I want to play with this single stage paint. I haven't sprayed it in 40 years or so. So I'm going to try on the trunk lid first, see how it goes, and then I can turn around and tackle the car and the rest of the stuff. So like this kind of stuff here. I don't know. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, and I don't think I have much time for anything anymore on this particular video. I just got a bunch of sanding left to do on this, and nobody wants to watch that. Yeah, I guess we'll just we'll wrap this one up. Oh, and that's what I wanted. And this side here, this pillar here, there's some stuff going on here. The paint's a little thin. You can almost see primer through it. And it's really rough here. So I'm going to use a fine line because we don't want to touch the roof. So I'll probably cut it off like here somewhere. And because it's single stage, it'll be easy enough to blend in after and sand and buff out. So yeah, the other side though, I think the other side, the pillar is pretty good. It's not bad at all. So that just needs to be sanded and buffed out. So we'll make our line here, right? So very, because there's a badging that goes here, covers all the way up to here. So you only have a little bit of line showing that you'll be able to sand out easily enough and blend in. So yeah, I gotta pick up some masking tape tomorrow. I'm almost out. I don't want to go out in this shit. All right, so there you have it. Yeah, this thing will be ready to paint Friday for sure. Before I get into it too much though, I was talking about you know, how much time it takes to do these videos and stuff like that. It's a fair amount of work, and you know, I get a lot of really good comments on it, and that makes me feel good. I was talking to there's one guy who's a friend of the channel. Greg is his name, and he bought me 2 beers twice now, so that's pretty good. Thank you, Greg. It's a thank you, basically, is what it is. And if you can find it below your screen on your computer, you got the thumbs up, thumbs down, you got the share, and then right beside the share there's a little circle. That's a menu, and it says thanks, and it's got a little symbol beside it, and that's where you can buy Old Dirty Dan a coffee. But thanks again, Greg. Anyway, yeah, so this thing will be ready to paint Friday. I'm gonna sand the trunk lid, sand the doors, take the rubber off, take the handles off, and get all that ready. Then I'll just have the hood and the window frames left to do. It's going to be over a few days to do all the parts because I can only hang so much off that rack at a time. But yeah, it's good, you know. Yeah, if you like the content, please subscribe. I truly would appreciate it. I'm down to, what is it, 107 to get to 3,000. The goal is to get to 3,000 by Christmas, and I got to count on you guys because I can't do anything else about it. So yeah, 107 more to go. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, leave comments, like the channel, all those good things. And oh, what else? Oh yeah, we got a lot of snow, man, and it's still coming down like hard. So yeah, I'll probably have a good couple of hours of shoveling tomorrow, and digging out shit that's laying all over the driveway that's buried now. It'll probably stay buried till April. Whatever. It's winter in Canada, man. That's the way she rolls. Yeah, so what else? I guess it's just time to have a cold one and call it a night. But if you're not doing anything yourself, well, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.